Is our character, is our success, the kind of person that we are, is that determined by what we own, how many things we've got, how much money we've got, how gorgeous we are, what our body looks like, what kind of career or business that we've got, or how we look after those things? Because there are a lot of people that have, well, we've all got a body, but not everybody looks after their body very well. Most people have a job, but not everybody puts 100% effort into their job or their career or their business. A lot of people have got beautiful cars, but they don't look after them. They're dirty or they're not well maintained. A lot of people have a beautiful home, an expensive home, but it's dirty, it's messy, it's unclean, it's disorganized, it's not well maintained. So if somebody looks into your life, and it doesn't matter if you don't care what other people think of you, and I think that's a very mature thing, by the way, you can live your life however you want to. But if somebody looks into your life, well, they go, wow, she's really successful because she's got a nice house and a nice car and expensive clothes, and she's got a body. Well, we've all got a body. Or will people look at how you look after those things? And something that was drummed into me from a very long time. My mother was German, my dad was Hungarian, a hungry German I've been labelled as. But my mother was very pedantic as a German about keeping things clean and tidy and well maintained. And sometimes I've lived in a caravan, and sometimes I've lived in a tent, and sometimes I've lived in a mansion, and now I live in my dream home. But everywhere I've lived, I've treated it as if it was my dream home, because I wanted it to be. I want to live my life every day, living in the expectation of how I want my life to be, so that it will be that way. So now I'm very privileged. I live in my dream home. But when I lived in a tent or when I lived in a caravan, I still looked after my tent and caravan, kept it clean and well maintained, the same as I do my dream home. Just a very personal story. I always had a goal to have a Lamborghini. I don't know where that even came from, but I remember having pictures of Lamborghinis on my wall when I was a little girl. But my first car was not a Lamborghini. It was a Datsun 120Y. It was $600. But I treated that car as if it was a Lamborghini. Every time I drove it, I imagined I was driving a Lamborghini, which meant for me that it was always clean, it was well maintained. I used to polish that car, I used to check the tyre pressure, the oil, the water. It was really important to me to have a well-maintained car, because in my headspace it was going to become a Lamborghini. Now, not to impress, but to express that when you put your mind to something, when you have a goal, when you're disciplined and focused and you have self-respect and you work really hard, you can achieve things. I did end up with a white Lamborghini, which was my goal as a little girl. But when I got that car, yes, it was beautiful, but I didn't treat it any differently than I did my Datsun 120Y, and vice versa. Because everything I have in my life, I want to look after it, I want to maintain it, I want to keep it clean, I want to protect it, because I want that to be my character. Now, as I always share, you can live your life however you want to. Now, you don't have to be clean, you don't have to be tidy, you can have a mess around you, it doesn't matter. But if somebody else looks into your life, is it possible that they won't judge you by the things that you have, or the size of your house, or how expensive your car is? They may judge you on how well you look after those things. As an exercise professional, that's a very personal question, of course, because we all have a body to live in. Everybody's got a body. But as we live now in a world where we're the sickest, weakest, fattest, most diseased, and most depressed we've ever been as a human race, there are so many people who, even though they have a body, they don't look after it. And if somebody looks at your body, let alone looks inside it, but if a endocrinologist or a cardiologist or a psychologist were to look inside your body, would they find a healthy, fit, strong body on the inside? But that shines on the outside. So people will judge you by the way you look. I'm sure that's not too much of a stretch. I'm sure that you judge other people by the way they look. So even though we've all got a human body to live in, isn't it obvious that some people take very good care of their human body and some people don't? So I want to be the person that in every area of my life, not because I want other people to like me or other people to respect me or I care what other people think, I'm the one that has to look in my mirror at the end of the day and say, are you healthy? Do you have a career or business that you love? Are you financially free? And do you have great people in your life? They're the 4 things that I bang on about every day, but the 4 things that I think are what makes people happy. And as I always share, the reverse of that is you're unhealthy, fat, weak and diseased, you've got a lousy, stinking, rotten job, you've got no money, you've got horrible people in your life. And I think that is a very horrible way to live your life. And if somebody looks into your life and sees that you live that way, could that say a lot about your character, say a lot about your discipline, your self-respect? So if you want to live your life to the max, could we choose to be clean, tidy, well-maintained, look after ourselves, train, learn and educate to keep getting better, get fitter and stronger so that we can be healthier, so that we can live our life to the max? Super duper doo.